Hello, it's Joe. Sorry for the explosion of sound. I thought I picked a chill track and then it was super battle theme. Welcome everybody, happy Tuesday. How are you doing today? Elton, welcome, it's good to see you. How have you been? Cathedora, Chris. Only if you want, I'm more than happy to do it in the first hour if you'd like that, Chris. Freckles, welcome. Let's see here. ASMR. You make every day a better day. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like I look so frumpy today. I wanted to save washing my hair for tomorrow so that I'd look nice and fresh for the front page stream. I typically only wash my hair twice a week because it's really, really thick. And I mean, it's fine, but I'm trying to hide it. And also, with the thing on my arm, I've been trying to keep open arms to help it heal better. But luckily, it definitely has gone down, so that's wonderful. And even better news, I was counting the rest of the antibiotics that I have, and I will run out of them tomorrow evening, which means I'm done. And that means I'll be on the front page without worrying about having my body react to antibiotics that I haven't been agreeing with. So that was like this huge release of tension that I had, which has just been making me feel even more excited and determined. So I'm really thrilled about that. Other than that, I've just been doing a lot of planning and prep work. I've started doing a lot more of our loops here on stream from scratch. And so I did... In the past 2 days, I recorded drums and made the tempos and set the pedals for 13 plus songs. And so I definitely want to run through a lot of that today, which means at some point I might close the queue earlier than usual to let me test these templates and see how they go. But I'm excited. I also kind of have a new instrument. Not really, but like kind of. So, you guys know I love old-time jazz, and one of my favorite things is the sound of a brushed snare brush, where it just kind of drags, and I started doing it on some of the jazz covers that I do with just like a... And I felt like it just added so much, and I'm so excited. Even doing like on the top of the tambourine, I have a tambourine in my lap, doing it from the top sounds so much different than the inside, which is more of like a basic kind of snare. So I'm excited. I feel like I've recently been on a mission to try and just like really embrace having a primarily acoustic instrument natural bass stream, and being able to now have all these different options for percussion between my suitcase kick drum, the brushes on the snare or the tambo, the washboard, even the brushes on the washboard I feel like have a cool sound. So I used all of those elements in the past 2 days, like I said, to record a bunch of percussion tracks so that when I do loops from scratch, there's no mapping I need to do in advance. It's all set and ready to go. And we're going to be testing a fair amount of that today. Like, of course, I've been testing off stream, but it would really help me to be able to do it live with you guys too. I see you're taking Andrew's job. If it ever comes to like actually writing a good drum groove or playing actually full set, Andrew is obviously the first choice. But I can't afford to commission him every stream. I can't do that. And you guys know me. I think, admittedly, to some point where it can be a detriment at times, I've been really determined to see how much I'm capable of doing on my own. Of course, at a certain point, I want to relinquish some of that and actually like accept help. But I feel like you know better what you're asking for when you at least understand the fundamentals of it. So I feel like I'll know who to hire and like how to describe what I'm looking to get out of commissioning them by having a basic understanding. So for a lot of these covers, I've been listening to them and writing out the drum part that I hear. So I have a ton of note cards and notes like this that look like crazy nonsense. I think it's too bright for you to see it. And you see some of it, yeah. I just sat down and wrote pages and pages of these, what look like hieroglyphics, but at least I know what they mean, so that's all that matters. It looks a mess, but I do feel like I understand percussion a lot better by learning the drum parts to 13 songs. I can see similarities between all of them, where I'm like, okay, 90% of the time the kick drum is here, and 90% of the time the snare is here, 90% of the time the hi-hat's here. And then you just keep track of when it alters from that regularity that you see, and it really does help make things a lot easier. Maybe I can convince Andrew, maybe we can do a trade stream where he has to teach me something on the drums and I teach him something on the violin. That could be kind of fun. Yes, we haven't really streamed together outside of, you know, him helping me build a Murphy bed stream on my secondary channel. But that didn't showcase his talents. His comedic talents, but not his, music. For Romus, welcome, and Lateral, welcome. Gillian, good to see you. How are you today? Jackie Knox, TMK. For Rilo Rowley, Jove. I hope everyone's having a nice day. I'm actually feeling the best that I have since being on the antibiotics today. The abscess that I have on my arm has gone down probably 50%, which is great. It's gross, so if you don't want to hear it, mute me for 10 seconds. I had a bacterial infection that grew to be about the size of my thumb, right here under my arm. And it became very painful, and I started feeling really sick. And I texted a picture of it to my sister. And I was like, is this bad? Do I need to go in? She was like, yes. And luckily I was able to get an appointment the next day and put on medication, which has been helping, but really not good for my brain and just like feeling okay. The antibiotics just make me they make me sweat. My hands are always sweaty and I feel cold and I feel like anxious and a little like out of it. Don't worry, I did talk to the doctor about everything with this and she was like, yep, that can happen. Just keep checking your temperature, and if you ever have a fever, then come in. And that has not been the case. So I'm just powering through because I want to get this going away so we can celebrate and have the best time on Thursday. But again, I did make the realization that I run out of antibiotics tomorrow night, which means I don't need to take them when I'm on the front page. And that is just the biggest relief of all time. You know me, I still would have went for it. Nothing's gonna stop me. But, knowing I don't have that hurdle just makes me so happy. So, I am gonna keep the priority requests open for maybe half the stream today and then cut them off earlier because I've made a ton of templates that I'm gonna use tomorrow and I would like to test with you guys. So let's see. I only did my basic warm-ups, and I kind of want to do... I want to do Xenoblade Chronicles. And I guess a lot of you can probably predict what I'm going to pick. It's just one of my favorite comfy pieces. I want to do Colony 6. I really love this one. Also, look at my Boston shirt. It even says, Wicked Awesome. I was pretty thrilled when I found this thrift shopping. It looks kind of ratty, but I feel kind of ratty today, so it's like, you know, we're just going to embrace it. We're going to embrace the vibes. Wicked awesome, dude. I was talking on the phone with my mom and dad today, and they don't have, like, strong accents, but... oh, man, it just makes me happy whenever I hear the little isms that they have. Like, my dad was like, oh, you know, we're going to play guitar here. Like, there's no R-E. It's always like an A at the end. You know, I got my guitar here. I'm like, Dad, I miss it. I love it so much. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my parents are actually visiting Nashville in like a week and a half. And I'm so excited. Yes, I've gone up, I fly up north usually like 4 times a year. But my parents haven't been in Nashville for over a year, so I'm so excited to just have them here and make my home feel more like home, just having spent time with them here. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let's see here. I'm gonna do, for our first song of the day, Colony 6, Silence from Xenoblade Chronicles, which is just super relaxing, very pretty. I hope you enjoy it. settings. I had to change things for a Discord meeting I had the other day. So let me just play acoustic. This also should be a little closer to the bridge, a little lower and towards the lower strings. Probably all the adjustment that I need for that. For Ripper, you guys made Mighty better. I really can never stress that enough. So thank you. For Fast Welcome, how are you today? I love that clip of my parents and me. It's so cute, so precious. Stanny Macy, welcome. How are you? It's wonderful to see you. Peter, hello. How are you today, Peter? How are the pups doing? Kimchi is currently napping, but he's been napping most of the day. So I feel like that means we have a very narrow window before he enters the room and becomes feral. But I'm gonna try and get as much accomplished before that point. You and the pups are good? Always good to hear. I'm gonna do Guar Plain, and then I do feel like I'm ready to just jump in with our first loop. I want to go through a bunch of loops today because I spent the last 2 days recording drums and mapping the pedals and tempos for a bunch of songs to make them go faster in regards of like building it for a front page. And it would be nice to get to test it in a safe place, you know? Unless you guys came with your tomatoes ready to just hurl them. For Dark Trojan, welcome! I honestly only played a little bit of Xenoblade, but the soundtrack is one of my favorites, sincerely. No way! Ripper, thank you! A brand new sub! And that gives me another Partner Plus point. I'm trying my best to get to 300 Partner Plus points for 3 months, because if I do that, I get in the Partner Plus program, where I get a 70-30 cut. But we are already all at 195 out of 300. We need to hit 300 by the end of the month. If you want to know more about how that works, there's a description of it in chat. And thank you so much for Ripper. If there's something I can play for you to say thank you, please let me or Maud know. You just need to copy and paste the title from the song list into chat and we can make it happen for you. Thank you so much, really. excited! We had 2 brand new subs. Thank you guys so much for Dream of Electric Sheep. I feel like that sounds like a Radiohead song in like the best possible way. Thank you so much. Thank you. As well as our other new friend. Thank you so very much for Ripper. That makes me think of Ripperoo, which I think was the second boss of Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was like my first game. That was my game and not my brother's that I would get to play. Like, don't get me wrong, my brother shared all of his games, but he was older than me, so we already had the systems and I would watch him play. And my parents realized I clearly like games and wanted one of my own, so they got me Crash Bandicoot. That was my first Joe game, and I still love it so much. I ended up redoing all of it when they re-released it a few years ago now. Master Masquerade, thank you very much, thank you. Are you kidding me? Gerard! Thank you so much, thank you. That was so nice, thank you, I really appreciate that. From another musician that like means the world, thank you. It's good to see you, how are you? Hey, you can't forget I'm from North, USA. I'm wearing this one today. I'm repping the Boston. Wicked hard, dude. Gerard, thank you. Can I play something for you? Thank you so much. And I promise we'll trauma bond soon. Actually, my family visiting soon, which I'm so excited about. But then the beginning of October, I feel like I finally get some time back. Love Crash, it's so fun. Eventually at one point, I'm gonna do a Crash Bandicoot loop of sorts. I heard a lo-fi version and was like, wait, that would be so cool. But I would try and do it in like my folksy style way, you know? Thank you everybody so much, thank you. I know I've been kind of complaining a lot on stream lately with like the minor health stuff going on. It's not a big deal, but I just wasn't really feeling like myself on the medications and stuff, but medications run out tomorrow, which is perfect because I'm front page on Thursday. So that is such a weight off my shoulders. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, for Gerard, as well as Dream of Electric Sheep and Ripper, all 3 of you get priority requests if you want one. No pressure. I remember you saying you like Final Fantasy IX. Let's see. Can I get eyes on me? Yeah, I can do that. I can give a free one. I do want to play one for, as a thank you first though. I want to do for Final Fantasy IX. I want to do Crossing Those Hills, I like this one. Which one day I'll make a loop of. I tried it once before, and it was getting there. I ended up transcribing like every note layered in the background chord structure of this. So all the like, I'll call them B-boops. Oh, one sec, let me pause this. All the B-boops. Beep-boop, 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 boop. I wrote out all of these notes, and so I thought it'd be cool if I did like the banjo doing one line and then the mando another and the guitar another, and then the strings doing the main line, and having them trade at some point. I feel like that would be cool. Anyway. Okay. It's definitely a very nostalgia heavy piece for me. I love Final Fantasy IX. For Super, thank you so much for subbing 6 months in advance. Thank you so much. You wanted Eyes on Me, right? But that helps me tremendously on my mission to try and get on the Partner Plus program. I just want to move something real quick. Oh! Oh my god, don't break everything, don't break everything, don't break everything. Okay, I need you to scoot to the side. Yeah, we do actually have a singing song on the queue where I updated everything. And we're gonna do Ophelia. I made a mess. There we go. Okay, fixed it. We're good. We're back, folks. I'm probably gonna do... Looks like just one more video game song and then I can go into our loops. Eyes on Me. My main goal for today, probably like halfway through the stream, I was gonna turn off the priority requests so I can practice some things that I want to do for front page on Thursday and just make sure they go smoothly. I was excited because I got in the mail yesterday these, and I've been wanting these for a while. I feel like a lot of the songs I do for singing covers, I like to kind of interpret them in a old-timey jazz rendition. And so having the brushes on even just a tambourine head, I feel like totally filled the vibe for a bunch of the loops. Like just to fill it in between the kick drum and the snare. And I really feel like it adds a lot. Like even, I tried the inside of the tambo and it's a more muted short. To like kind of keep that acoustic vibe that I have going on stream. So I ended up pre-recording 13 percussion templates where I already mapped the pedals. I secured my foot pedals down with Velcro so it's not going to move around while I play anymore. And I just want to make sure everything is kind of in a place where it's working in a functional manner, you know? For Mike Crow, what's up? I feel like I haven't seen you for a bit. I hope you're well. Double Blocka. I always love my Double Blocka. How are you doing today? For Scotty, how are you feeling today? Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Stanny, and over on YouTube, welcome for Double Blocka. And Mina, my lovely friend from Brazil, how are you today? And X-Haven, it's good to see you as well. So I'd mentioned that Final Fantasy IX was my first Final Fantasy, but I think my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VIII, which to some people is very controversial. But I don't know, there was just something about 8 that just like really captured my heart. Especially Rinoa, that character, she's just like my favorite character, a female character, because I felt like I kind of related to her a lot, and that she will always go for it even if she's not prepared. Because that's how I felt when I went to Berkeley and switched to being a violin major from a vocal major. And they told me, like, this is not going to be easy for you. Like, we'll let you in, but this is not... You're going to have to work really hard. And I was like, okay. And that's kind of what I felt like she was about, especially with, like, the first time you meet her in the first mission. So I always really loved Rinoa for that. Even though she's definitely more confident than I am. For Yo, Jarok, what's up? Do you have a favorite, just as a fellow video game musician, do you have a favorite Final Fantasy for their soundtrack? I feel like I might have to go with 8 again. I think 8's my favorite soundtrack, but it's hard. That one's really hard to pick. Sincerely. For Miranda, what's up? Skydiver, that intonation is beautiful. Fresh cup of coffee, here I come. Nice, thank you. I've gotten to a point with my playing where I'm not terrified the entire time about intonation. I felt like for years, whenever I picked it up and I was about to play, I would already be like terrified, just thinking it was about to be so brutally out of tune. But I finally kind of came to the realization, a lot of which honestly was helped by Julia Dina, who I was taking lessons with for a while. Fellow streamer, we love Julia, follow her, she's amazing. But it's so much more if you can control your bow. So she would have me do like open strings for really long series of notes, like a quarters, half, and a whole for like 5 minutes in front of the mirror and just like watch myself for how consistent it was. And that fixed a lot. Dude, Stanny, thank you so much. Thank you for tier 3. Thank you so much. That really helps me out with these partner plus points. Ooh, it refreshed. It refreshes. I think they usually do it at the top of each hour, but we're not quite there. But you guys, we're over 2/3 of the way there. I need 300 points. We have 203 right now. So thank you so very, very much. If I get enough tier 1, 2, and 3 subs, not gifted or prime, then I can get that 70/30 cut. And I told you that if we do get it, I need 3 months of 300 points, and then they give it to me for a full year, no questions asked. There's one thing people have been wanting me to do for a very long time, but I've said no because I know it's going to be awful and I'm going to hate every second of it. But what's more enticing than... Sorry, that was loud. Forcing a streamer to do something they hate. And so, if we complete 3 months of 300 points to help me get that 70/30 cut, I will use the thing that was sent to me in the mail by our dearest mod, Pencils. I had no context as to what this package was. I just opened it and was like, I smell a faint, horrible odor. And then I opened it and the odor got a lot stronger. And it was a candle. I was like, what the hell? Like, what's wrong with this candle? And it is a fart-scented candle. And I've never lit it, because unlit, it was absolutely horrendous, and I hate it. But since it was a gift, I never threw it out for some reason. It's just in that closet, like in the corner. I was like, oh, but he sent that to me. Like, that's so nice. But you guys have been wanting me to light it for so long. So if we get 3 months of level 2 Partner Plus, I will light the fart candle. I will probably only have it lit for one song because I spend like 24 hours in this room. Please don't do that to me. Did Pencils provide it? No. That is kind of interesting to think about someone's job who's like making sense for candles. You have to like refine that. That meant someone was smelling that over and over and over and over. Oh, I forgot to fix that. I'll do that. How long are you gonna burn it for? One song? 1 hour more like? We'll talk about it. Oh, you know what I was saying? I might keep it lit for as long as a hype train lasts. Which means you could torture me forever by just making that hype train go. But otherwise, no, it's only going out. Dude, honestly, Trevor, it's freaking horrible. It was so bad. And I was horrified because one of my friends came over and we did that stream with Andrew, the wonderful drummer that I work with. He was helping me assemble a Murphy bed and we streamed it. And I was like, hey, do you want to smell the fart candle? Gauntlet Wizard, thank you! For 5 gifted, thank you! And I was like, Andrew, are you sure you want to smell this? This is really bad. And he's like, yeah, whatever, just give it to me. Pretend this is the candle. He put his nose in it and was deep huffing it. He was like, he was like, it doesn't smell that bad. And I was like, I was horrified. I was like, I can't, how are you not fazed by this? And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, oh man, I don't feel so good. I feel like I have that smell in my nose. It's actually really bad. And I'm like, yeah, like you depuffed it. So that's my horrific little enticement to help me get into Partner Plus. If that disgusted you, it's better that you know what to expect on this channel now rather than later. And that's that. First I was smiling, now I have tears in my eyes. I tend to do that to people. He said something about it smelling like belly buttons. Ew, that's so gross. Maybe I'll have to invite him over to smell the candle too when I light it. Just as a cameo. That's so gross. I do not say I would be disappointed if Joe keeps a cool face while lighting a candle. You guys know me, I can't hide anything. That's why I've cried on camera so many times at this point, or like embarrassed myself entirely. If I'm feeling away, you're gonna know how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's our silly, juvenile, but authentic to me enticement for helping me get the 70/30 cut on Twitch, so thank you. Okay, so priority requests. We already have 2 for the band's Ophelia, as well as He's a Pirate. For Ophelia, I'm excited to do this one because for the front page, like I said, I pre-recorded drums using all my percussion elements, and I preset the pedals, so there should be no setup required. I just click it and play it, and that will be the first one we try. But before we do that, let me take a few minutes. I gotta make sure that Kimchi has his dinner, my cat, and then we will jump back in with Ophelia. Hey Petrie. What was the theme you played that was mesmerizing that you named it something with a whiff of waft? Oh, the improv loop that I did? Oh god, I hope that file didn't get corrupted. Let me look real quick. Whenever I do an improv loop, I ask you guys to help me name it. I found it. This is so embarrassing. Not just reading now, but knowing that this is how I talk on the internet. This improv loop was called Wafting, but not the fart kind. Very classy. Let's see if the file got corrupted. I hope not. Some of the older ones have got wonky. Oh, it still exists. So this was an improv loop I did one stream. Let me see. I've gotten a lot better than that. I don't like that. But that was like from 3 years ago maybe, so that's fine. Title's obviously a banger for obvious reasons. Alright, my dear friends. We are just under an hour. At every hour I like to take a couple minutes. So I'm going to take my first quick break. Check on my cat downstairs. He's the only pet I've ever had that eats on his own time. Every pet I've had, like, inhales their food bowl when it happens, and they're feral for that moment. And Kimchi just does not care at all. So I gotta check on that. And then when I get back, let's do the band, Ophelia. And for this one, I'm gonna do it from scratch with a guitar, bass, piano, banjo, vocals, violin solo. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the love already on the top of stream. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, I am back. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I gotta go back to what Jer said. Because I want to know what Jer said for their favorite Final Fantasy. I was reading mid-song, well, soundtrack-wise. I think I saw 6, 7, and 12? I do read things okay while I'm playing. Here we go. Soundtracks alone for Final Fantasy 6 or 7, 8 and 9 are also really good. Previous games have some bangers, but in my opinion aren't as cohesively strong. Same goes for 10 and after. 10 is interesting because like it has some really, really good ones, but I have this very clear memory where I felt so bad for this girl. But given I was in this position, so when I was at Berkeley, they would have clinics every once in a while where like a big artist, composer, someone would come and you could basically stand and wait to get a seat. And Nobuo Uematsu, the composer for Final Fantasy, came through and I was so excited. So I waited for that. I went to the cafeteria, got some stuff to go and just sat in line. And this girl raised her hand and was like, hey, I noticed that there was a big sound change after 9 when it went into 10. Of course, there was like a big change of graphics. These went to PlayStation 2. Like, was there another reason why it sounded so different? And Nobuo laughed and said to his translator that it sounded different because he only did half of it. And everyone laughed. So I felt really bad for her in that moment, but I didn't even know that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I also got laughed at in a clinic. I already told you that story, unless you want to hear it again. It was like traumatizing. It was horrible. Looks like Nashville's about to get a thunderstorm. Yeah, it's the Bela Fleck story. Bela Fleck is one of my favorite musicians who is an iconic banjo player who plays a bunch of different genres outside of just bluegrass. He did jazz and classical and Middle Eastern and all these exciting things. So I really wanted to see that clinic and ask him if he felt he needed to focus on one genre at a time or kind of just like work on it all at the same time, because that's what I want to do. And he gave this beautiful answer about piecing together what his musical interests were and kind of made that his sound. But it was a co-clinic, so the iconic bass player, Victor Wooten, was there. And after Bela answered my question, Victor Wooten chimed in and said, well, maybe your teachers want you to focus on one genre because you're not good at any of them. And the entire balcony auditorium burst out laughing. And I was in like the second row, just absolutely hiding in my seat. Like, I can't believe you did this to me. Why did you do this to me? Oh. Honestly, every clinic, something like that happened though. Like, there was one for Paul Simon, and this guy raised his hand and was like, how do you hold your pick? And Paul Simon just like went quiet and didn't really look at him and just said next question, essentially. That was the most brutal. I felt really bad for that guy. That was pretty awkward to watch. And then there was something that happened during John Mayer's. I actually really like John Mayer's clinic. I know he kind of has a reputation of being kind of like controversial in some areas. I think he's just kind of like an awkward social person. But to his credit, he stayed an extra hour to answer questions, and I thought he had a lot of really good insight. And one thing that I really liked that he said was that he doesn't believe in the idea of the right place and the right time. You just have to be proactive enough where you're always going to things and always trying to make it happen, where it will just happen. And I thought that was actually a very helpful, interesting take. Anyway, okay, I'm nervous because I'm gonna try the new templates that I've made. I hope that this goes smoothly. So, let's get started. I recorded all the drums the last 2 days using my suitcase kick drum, my washboard, tambo, brushes, all that stuff, to mimic the groove that was on the original track for Ophelia. So let's start with the guitar. Lesser volume, mute the main mic, and universal audio. And now, thank you! You guys are just on time. I finished building this loop here, playing banjo, guitar, bass, piano. We're gonna do the band. And now it's so good to see you. I was actually online prepping for stream, and I saw this clip that you had posted of you just giving the most perfectly presented reality check to someone, being like, oh, finally on Twitch I found someone that's intelligent, not a hot tub stream. And you just so eloquently just put this person in their place in such an inspiring way. And it just made me so happy. I loved it so much. So I respect you so much as a musician, also how for you compose yourself. Totally amazing. If anyone here is not familiar with an L, definitely change that. They are an absolute star, amazing musician, such a unique, warm personality, voice, everything. And I know that you would have a wonderful time over there, so make sure to give a follow. For Raiders, welcome. My name's Joe. I make loops and sing on top of them, playing a lot of acoustic instruments. I'm a folksy gal. And I also play over video game soundtracks because I personally, video game soundtracks are my favorite thing to listen to. I love it. I love it. But we're about to do this loop I put together of Ophelia by the band, which is the very first song I sang on stage with a live band. It was at a really super seedy dive bar outside of Boston. And after I sang that song, I got invited to play with the band every other week. And it was one of my favorite memories of music. So this one's dedicated to Scoops, the drummer of that band, who gave me the chance to sing that song. For Anel, anytime you're in Nashville, or if I'm traveling, let's totally make it happen. But I wish all the best things for you. You're awesome. Boards on the window, mail by the door. What would anybody leave so quickly for Ophelia? Tell me, where have you gone? The old neighborhood just ain't the same. Nobody knows just what became of Ophelia. Tell me what went wrong. Was it something that somebody said? Mama, I know we broke the rules. Was somebody up against the law? Honey, you know I died for you. Ashes and laughter, the coast is clear. Why do the best things always disappear like Ophelia? Please come back home. Mama, I know we broke the rules. Was some bad day up against the law? Honey, you know I'd die for you. Ashes of laughter, the coast is clear. Why do the best things always disappear like Ophelia? Please come back home. Okay, that went pretty smoothly. Wait, why am I hearing myself? Audio. Check, check. There we go. I just made these templates because I am so excited. On Thursday, I'm going to be featured on the front page. And so I went through as many loops as I could and just pre-recorded the drum parts so I don't need to do everything totally from scratch. And for doing all of that, I feel like it went pretty smoothly. Any feedback? I'm always welcome to feedback as long as, of course, it's delivered in a nice way. There was a part where I do feel like generally I tend to have the drums too low in the mix because I'm scared about blasting your guys' ears. For Trip, what's up? I don't think we did. Given I was planning to do a lot more planning for front page, but since I just had like the minor health thing I had to deal with last week and the antibiotics, I just haven't really felt well enough to overexert myself too much. For Burkon over on YouTube, by the way, thank you. Nice playing, dude. Thank you, dude. How are you? I appreciate the kind words and the support. But yeah, I have a bunch of these templates that I do want to run through before front page, just to see if there's any tweaks that I need to do. And then I'm gonna do as many as I can tomorrow. Well, first I need to do a priority request for our brand new sub. It was for He's a Pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean. This one I don't have a template for, but I feel like I can bring it together pretty quickly. Doesn't it always work like that, Trip? But it's exciting stuff too, you know? So I think I put it in this binder. Or no, it's in the blue one. Let's see. Here we go. He's a pirate. Where there? Oh, here it is. I found it. Put the clear, obscure music up here. I always say I'm not going to make that shelf just be like where I toss everything that I don't want to organize, and here we are. Here we are. So for this one, if I'm doing it from scratch, let me use this template over here. We have 3/4. Here we go. I wish I could remember the bar that I always reference in that story about how Ophelia was the first song I sang with a band on stage. I had met with one of my dear friends at the time who was playing a show, and I ran from class where I needed my violin, so I just went straight from class to the gig. And that's where I saw my friend leave over to the drummer, and he pointed at me, and I can't even begin to tell you how quickly, like, my blood pressure rose. I was like, oh no. No, he's not. And then sure enough, that's when the drummer called me over. And even though I was terrified, I'm so happy that I did that. Because it was so fun. So I don't have a plan in advance for this. I definitely want the guitar and the accordion. And I've been a big banjo lover lately, so I want to keep pushing to add more banjo to stuff. But let's start with percussion and then do it from scratch, but I'll try and make it as quick and interesting of a build as possible. So this would be dun, 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 dun. Cool. You're gonna hear the metronome for a second. Please don't panic. I just need it to get the kick drum. Oh, I forgot the washboard! I was so in the moment of just trying to do the choreography of the pedals. I can do the washboard next time. I owe you a washboard for Chris. My bad. Oh, I suck at the snare kick. Ugh. A little quantizing. I can do washboard on this one. You guys are right. I did you a total disservice. Let me do the guitar first so I know what I might want to accent using the washboard. I do want to use these brushes because I'm really excited about these. So let me use the top of the tambo. Dun, 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 dun. So maybe like a snare war kind of like. Paradiddle. try and figure out how to do drones and a melody on the accordion. So it might take me a couple tries. G minor on the banjo. I should know this. How do I play G minor on the banjo? G minor banjo chord. Fret 5? Fret 3. Okay, I can do it now. Thank you for your patience. Now, returning back to our regularly scheduled pirating. What's with the cows? Where did the cows come from? I'll get to the violin in a second, I promise. I'm so close, Okay, now I'm not muted. I guess I'm feeling very like film scorey tonight. That was fun. Thank you guys so much for being patient with a longer loop. My goal for the stream, like in general, for Mina, have a wonderful rest of your day. For prior, I do have spoons, but I'm not very good at them. I really want to get better at it. I got to see years ago in concert the Carolina Chocolate Drops, and afterwards at their merch booth they were selling spoons, and they would like show you how to use them. But I had to leave. There was no way I could wait a little bit longer to get them, but it's always stayed in my head where I was like, what if I got a pair of spoons? That would have been so dope. I mean, from them in particular. That would be like amazing. But thank you everyone so much for all of the support and the love. I've been working really... Oh, one sec. Joe, I have to head out in a moment. What time will you be on the front page tomorrow? So I'm actually going to be front page on Thursday. And the time that I was given was for Central Time, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And when you apply for it, they do encourage you to try your best to fill the whole time slot. And I would like to try my best to do that. I haven't done a really long stream in a long time, but it's a very special day because it will, on that Thursday where I got the opportunity, that will be the exact day that will mark 6 years of me being a Twitch streamer. And it's still crazy for me to hear my voice saying that back in my headphones. It's like, I had no idea what amazing, beautiful journey was starting ahead of me from me kind of just being in a sad place and making an account on here as I was lonely and I wanted someone to talk to. And it turned into a career. And it turned into me trying things that I've always wanted to try, but I couldn't justify putting the time in for, or, the income. But thanks to you guys, I made the jump to try and learn how to loop. So I bought a used looper and I learned how to use it with you guys watching. And you got to see me struggle and cry out of frustration and being like, this is so hard, to eventually figuring it out. And every time I figured something out, I would ask you what you wanted to see me try next. And from there we bought a bass and the piano, and I've been practicing all of those and taking lessons on all the instruments and really just running with this opportunity as far as I can, because I know it might not be forever, probably won't. I would love a world where it is. That was me knocking on wood, by the way. The fact that I've even lasted 6 years on here is like incredible to me. So thank you so much, you guys. I recognize the wonderful privilege of this and the lightning strike of luck that gave me it. So thank you very much. You're the best. You guys are all the best. I absolutely adore you. I absolutely love you. I feel like you've helped me figure out who I am in a lot of ways. I see a mandolin I follow, and the washboard was just the cherry on top. I just got these, where did I put them? My brushes that I was using. Where did I put them? I didn't realize getting the brushes would mean another thing I'd just lose track of. Oh, I see them. I was experimenting with using these on the washboard as well, and it adds like a really cool vibe. In particular, for prepping for front page, I was doing a bunch of templates with my foot pedals already mapped ahead of time to help it go faster. And then I started listening to the original tracks, and I listened to Norah Jones' Don't Know Why, and there was this really cute hi-hat snare that I never noticed before, but I replicated it with these guys on my tambourine and just did a little EQ. I feel like it sounds really cool. Also, this feels very good. I think it's my favorite aspect about having the brushes now. I haven't tried to pet kimchi with them yet, but I think he'd probably enjoy this. It's pretty nice. But let's see. For Miranda, have a wonderful night. Thank you as always for the shoutouts and being wonderful. Ooh, I should learn this track. This is pretty. Da-na-na. So here was the drums I replicated for Norah Jones, Don't Know Why. But I feel like the little brushes in there with the snare hits really help kind of evoke that attitude. And since I'm talking about that, why don't we go for it? If you guys wouldn't mind, I would like to close requests way earlier than I usually do. For Robin on YouTube, thank you. The echo scared me too. I honestly don't know how to fix that one. Usually in Ableton, it's a monitor issue, or if it's on auto, it will do that. But nothing was on auto, so I don't know why I did that. Anyway. I'm gonna do a loop rendition of Norah Jones, Don't Know Why. With the pedals already set, so I know what to do. I use the left hand buttons, look for the not lit red dot, and that tells me where the strings are, which should probably be about here. And I'm realizing that's a dead button. Wait. I think I fixed it. Yes. Okay. That should work. But believe it or not, folks, we're actually about 2 hours. So I'd like to take another really quick break, if that's okay. I know I only did 2 loops, but I tried to give them a whole bunch of time to really get them where I wanted to be. I found for... Oh my god! I got a super chat from Pryor on YouTube. Thank you so much for the $10 dono, Pryor. Thank you. No pressure, but if you'd like to pick something from the song list, I'd be happy to play it for you. There's a link to it in the about section of the video, and if you just copy and paste it, let me know. Thank you, Pryor. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry I made you wait for the violin for a while. When I'm on front page, people are going to be saying that probably the entire stream. Where's the violin whenever I'm not playing a violin? I don't know if I should like address it in the title. Just let them say it, right? Right? But for, again, Pryor, no pressure. But if you'd liked something from the song list, I would love to be able to say thank you. You deserve it. Have a coffee on me. Oh, I would love a coffee. It's too late in the evening, but I will get myself... Actually, I'll use that to get myself a nice breakfast on Thursday before the front page stream, because it's going to be a long one, so I want to make sure I am feeling ready. I'm also going to pre-plan meals, so they're in the fridge, so on my break I can really quickly just like have something. Oh yeah, the violin's in the back. So this one's my fiddle that I use for old time fiddle, because you have alternate tunings for that. And I have octave strings on this one to make it sound more like a cello. They're not particularly like nice violins, but they're functioning violins that I have made good use of. So that makes me happy. For the new follows, by the way, thank you so much. For Golab, as well as Armut, Komira, and Bane, thank you very much. For Arthur, welcome. It's always lovely to see you. Have to go. God bless you. Thank you so much, Pryor. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again. Oh my gosh. It makes me so happy that I see people in the YouTube community being so kind. Yes, I'm newer in the YouTube world. I've been recently doing dual streams. And on that note, no pressure, but there's a link in chat for VODs. If you guys wouldn't mind when I go on my break, if you could go to that channel and like the video, it would help me get more in that algorithms or whatever they talk about over there. No pressure. And while I'm asking for things, I'll do it all at once. I'll put my socials. I know everyone probably yells at you about this stuff, so I won't be too intense. But yeah, if you'd either want to follow or like the current live stream, that would help me out. Thank you. Take your break, queen. I do it. We're going to take a break and then do Norah Jones. Thank you so much again, everybody. I absolutely adore you. And I will be back in just a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, I am back. Let's do it. I'm excited to... Oh, thank you for Hero over on YouTube for the sub. Thank you very much. Alerts over here are YouTube and over here are Twitch. I only figured out how to make the subs work though on YouTube, so I'll work on that for the future. So, at this point, I'm gonna have the requests closed so that I can test out the new templates that I made for the front page stream that I'm really looking forward to on Thursday. So far, so good though. I feel good with the pacing. The last one that we did, I did from scratch. The other one, whoopsie, was prepped with the pedals already mapped, which is what this one will be. So let's test it out and make sure it moves smoothly. And I would like to do Norah Jones, Don't Know Why. I don't really need the lyrics, but I'd like to have them in front of me just in case. Which is the black binder. But thank you guys so much. I almost canceled today with me being a perfectionist and being like, oh, I should just prepare for today. But I thought it was more important to just keep being comfortable with streaming and figuring it out with, you know, you guys. Like, of course, with Front Page, there's going to be a bunch of new people, but you are the core part of this community, so I'd rather test things out with you. So I'm really happy that I got to still do this today. So, Don't Know Why. I need my guitar, pedals are set, and I need a capo. And then the violin pedals are only for the bridge section. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. Cool, let's do it. Mute the main mic. Check, check. Awesome. Capo 5. Okay, let's get our drum. Everything louder, right? Still a little too quiet. More guitar. Also, Margus on YouTube, welcome. much. How are you doing today? know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as the drum. Don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. Yay! We did it! Woo! I did mess up my foot choreography a bit. You guys can't see it, of course, but I have 6 pedals at my feet to like trigger when to start a recording and then go to the next. So when you see me do violins back to back, in 2 beats, I press one button and then the other while finishing the phrase and starting the next one. So I'm getting used to the choreography of that. I've always found that choreography is like the best way for me to describe it, of just being able to memorize, okay, right foot goes here, then there, and there, and then your arm goes out straight, and then you keep going back. So that's why I really wanted to try out these new templates with you guys. But how is it sounding for everyone? I think the main thing that would help me the most, for anyone who's comfortable to give their opinion, generally speaking, are my drums too quiet or too loud? That would be something that's very helpful, as well as vocals compared to the track. So I guess we'll start with drums. If you think the drums are too loud, put L in chat, and if they're too quiet, put a Q in chat. For anyone who's comfortable giving their opinion with that. L for loud, Q for quiet. I think I want to do... Let's do Mr. Tilman next, because this one is such like a big part of the channel that I want to make sure to do this one well, too. What? It says one of the files are corrupted. But I at least know where to find it. That's odd that I would do that, though. It should be under samples. Oh, okay. I know where to find it. 1 second. I was going to do a vote now. Like, since I guess enough time has passed from that loop, maybe I can make the poll be after Mr. Tilman to see if people think that the drums are either too quiet or too loud. I was just saying, like, generally speaking, like in the last song, for example, if you felt like they were one way or the other. Okay, so I'm gonna go to samples and drum loops. I really want to use this Tambo one that I found. TS-AMD. Let me see what I can do. Underscore. Yeah, let's just do it for the next one then. AMD 96. Okay, I found it. Yay! Okay, we fixed it. Now I just need to double it for 4 tracks vertically. We're good to go. Okay, so for those familiar with this channel, the song is kind of a niche oddball, but I feel like that's kind of what I've decided I wanted to be on Twitch, with picking songs that I want to perform that really feel like sincere to myself. So I feel like I don't worry as much about trying to get like the top radio hits or anything, and just play songs that really mean a lot to me or inspire me. And this is one of them. It's a quirky song called Mr. Tilman. And this one is about an odd man who just can't seem to keep himself away from a particular hotel. So let's explore what that looks like here. Why am I so nervous? I shouldn't be nervous. Okay, it's fine. Okay, percussion. I wanted to have this one build with the percussion to slowly get from simple to more complicated. So you're going to hear a lot of the different ones that I use on it. Let's start with the guitar, because we're going to do it from scratch, baby. Cool. Steven! You've come just in time for not a video game song, but I hope you still like it. I want to do one of my favorite loops. Mr. Tilman. All right. I already want the drums louder. Let me know if this is too loud. We're doing a bass solo. Together. got it now. Mr. Tilman, please report to the main lobby. There seems to be an issue with your reservation. Once again, Mr. Tilman. Thank you. Mr. Tilman, good to see you again. There's a few outstanding charges just before we check you in. Let's see. You left your passport in the mini fridge, and the message with the desk says here the picture isn't no, just a reminder about our policy. Don't leave your mattress in the rain if you sleep on the balcony. Okay, did you and your guests have a pleasant stay? What a beautiful tattoo that young man had on his face. And oh, will you need a driver out to Philly? Jason Ailes bells here as well. You seemed a little worried about you. I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on an island in my mind. Oh baby, don't be alarmed, this is just my heat. No need to alarm. No, it's not that bad a plan. No. Mr. Tilman, for the 7th time, we have no knowledge of a film that is being shot outside. Those aren't extras in a movie, there are clientele. No, they aren't rehearsing lines, and they aren't exactly thrilled. Would you like a regalo on the patio? Is there someone we can call? Perhaps you shouldn't drink alone. No, I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on an island in my mind. Oh baby, don't be alarmed, this is just my gift. No need to walk around. No, it's not that bad a crime. No, 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 no. I would like to violin solo, low, low, low. Mr. Tilman, for the 7th time, we have no knowledge of a film that is being shot outside. Those aren't extras in a movie, there are clientele. No, they aren't rehearsing lines, and they aren't exactly thrilled. Would you like a regatta on the patio? Is there someone we can call? Perhaps you shouldn't drink alone. Davis, welcome. I have to get back to you. I'll get back to you after stream. I'm sorry. I fell behind on things, but I'm gonna do that. Anyways, contrary to what I'm about to say, I will do that. Okay. No, I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on an island in my mind, baby. Don't be alarmed, this is just Maggie Baggy. No need to walk around, no, it's not that bad. No, I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on an island in my mind, oh baby. Don't be alarmed, this is just Maggie Baggy. No need to walk around, no, it's not that bad. No, I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on an island in my mind, oh baby. Don't be alarmed, this is just Maggie Baggy. No need to walk around, no, it's not that bad. No, I'm feeling good, damn, I'm feeling so fine. I'm living on a cloud, on an island in my mind, oh baby. Don't be alarmed, this is just Maggie Baggy. No need to walk around, no, it's not that bad. For Davis, I realized once I said that there's another Davis I need to get back to. Equally as important, but it's not you. Sorry, my bad. Sorry to confuse you for a moment there. Okay, the new template works, it seems. I hope it sounds better. I did my best. I've been really trying hard to make sure that I get everything as like choreographed and clean as I can before front page on Thursday. And it looks like people, generally speaking, think that the drums are at a fine level, so that's good. For Margus, as well as Elizabeth over on YouTube, thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate you. Thank you. To know what's up, it's good to see you again. For amazing CLR Bear, thank you very much for the follow, as well as Bang Tankit. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thundrillium, did I ever thank you for your resub? I hope I did. I hope I didn't just leave you out in the cold. Thank you so much for 49 months. That is so very, very many months. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And everybody, I'm feeling a lot better seeing how these templates I made are moving. It seems pretty smooth. Again, I'm totally open and welcome for feedback. If you hear anything that's like really obviously off, just let me know. I'm going to keep going through these templates because this is the last chance I get before I do it live with everybody. And I kind of want to do my Wilco cover. Yes, I already thanked you. My apologies. So if I do this from scratch, I actually made a new chord chart for this because the last one I had like the original chords and then a different key I did and then another one for a capo. The whole page was filled with chords, which as you can imagine made it very complicated for me to understand. It's out here in the printer, so I'm going to grab that real quick and then let's try and do my Wilco cover. For anyone who might have been new today, thank you so much for giving me a chance. I really appreciate it. I stream 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And Thursday's gonna be a special day where I am gonna be featured on the front page here at Twitch. For my YouTube viewers, I'm not allowed to stream for that one, doing a dual stream because it's a featured position. So I will not be live on Thursday on YouTube, but if you want to still watch and enjoy it, there's a link in the About Me on the YouTube VOD channel for where to catch the Twitch one. I'm really excited. This feels like a really big landmark for myself that, again, I never saw coming or imagined could be something for myself. So thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, I can definitely post the VOD afterwards. I just can't dual stream it at the same time. So I will have it recorded to release at a later time. Thank you, Cathedora. Oh, you're such a pro, dude. Thank you. All right, let me run out in the hallway real quick and grab this new lead sheet that I wrote for myself. And I want to try and do my Wilco cover and see if I can do it in a faster fashion. I just need a minute. Thank you so, so much, everybody. And I'm gonna go grab that now. Yes, like Tripwire said, it's going to take me not too much longer, but I also want to review just what the requirements are for Twitch because I'm so grateful to get this opportunity and I want to respect the protocol. So I have to see what that time looks like. So I kind of want to practice the bass line before I start this real quick because that's the one thing I feel like I don't have completely memorized, but it's close. So the key is, which means for the bass, I think it's fret number 6. Yeah, it's a. Let me put the auto on. There we go. So the bass line, I think, is. Okay, so it's chromatic up from 4, which would be. Oh no, isn't it? Dun. Oh yeah, it's just the. And then the choruses. Dumpling shake, dumpling shake. I got it. Let's get the guitar first, and then I'll do the bass line. Alright, so I recorded all the drums earlier today using my kick drum, the washboard, and all of that. So my foot pedals should be set for 3 vertically guitar, 3 vertically bass, and I'll do the rest by hand. Yes. Auto mic levels for the guitar, and I'll mute the main mic. Okay, let's see if this works smoothly. Hey Jojo. Oh wait, capo. It's on the floor. Use my monkey feet to pick it up. Got it. Okay. voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone-bound cheeks, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Dull burning shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone-bound cheeks, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Dull burning shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone-bound cheeks, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Dull burning shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone-bound cheeks, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Okay, got it. Don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can combine anything you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Dull building shade, dull building shade. Wait, no. I know how to fix that, sorry. No, stop. Stop vocal Joes. No, I stopped everything. It's my first time using this template I made. I apologize. Okay, so we're gonna put you over here and then delete that. Okay. Tall building shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Hey, we're back, okay. I do see you on YouTube for Mario. Thanks for popping over there. Maybe a little more guitar. Don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can come by anytime you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall building shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Tall building shade, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Doomed to bones, stone down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. You can rely on me, honey. You can come by anytime you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Sing with me, guys. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Turn to bones, strung down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. One more time. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Turn to bones, strung down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Strung down a cheek, bitter melody, turning your orbit around. Okay, that was pretty okay. I'm getting used to it. What do you guys think? And no one has to say anything. I feel like most people are just like chilling. But if anyone has any opinions on the mixing to get it a bit cleaner for the front page, I found that when I listen back to my stuff, I always find that the drums are too quiet. And uh-oh. Trouble has just entered the room. And thy name is Kimchi. You want to come and say hi, bub? Baby! Yeah! It's Kimchi! How have you been, sir? It's good to see you. The only reason I say uh-oh is because typically when Kimchi enters the room, he is forced to leave immediately because he tries to jump on my keyboard and run behind the monitor and bite all of my cables, which is not what I'd prefer him to do. So we will see how long this lasts. I wouldn't adjust too much more for Thursday. It's good now. You know how to work with everything. Yeah, I feel good with how the templates are going. I've color coded everything, so I know like each one of the colors that are dedicated on here, it's a specific instrument. I know dark blue is drums, light blue is guitar, turquoise, bass, lime green, piano, white strings, peach voice. And so having like a color map to follow helps make it a lot easier too. Oh yeah, like I'm definitely not gonna, the only thing I'm asking for feedback is only a volume change, because the mix that I hear in my headphones is gonna be a little different than what's captured into OBS. And so if it's a matter of just boosting a little bit of bass or boosting a little bit of guitar, those would be the only feedback things that I'm really looking for. Just like, is it balanced enough, you know? But with that being said, my friends, I honestly really want to keep going, but since I've been on the recovery from my medication and stuff, I had an abscess this last week that got real bad where I had to get put on a bunch of antibiotics, which don't make me feel awesome. So I think I should probably end here. And Kimchi clearly wants me to stop too, right, baby? Do you want to say anything to everybody? Oh, just some heavy breathing? That's really good. So I am gonna wrap it up here for today, because for Thursday's stream, like I've mentioned a few times now, I am honored to have gotten accepted to be on the front page. I have never applied before. I've gotten the opportunity, which was amazing, but being able to reach out and be like, hey, can I have this one day because it's a special day? And getting the approval means a lot to me, so thank you, Twitch. For Thursday's stream, that will be officially 6 years from the day I first started streaming. And I'm really excited to just be able to celebrate and hopefully welcome in another complete year of streaming. Thank you so much for everyone who's made this all possible for me. I'm currently on the Partner Plus journey where I'm trying to get enough tier 1, 2, and 3 subs to get into the Partner Plus program where you get a 70/30 cut. And with the September discounts, if you subscribe, you can subscribe 3 months in advance and the discount carries over. So if you want to and are comfortably able to, subscribing for 3 months with that discount would help me out a lot. Tier 1 gives me 1 point, Tier 2 gives me 2, and Tier 3 gives me 4, I think. Or no, does Tier 2, 4, 3 give me 6 or something? I should know these details. Anyway, we're at 204 points out of 300 right now. So if I get that for 3 months, then that will definitely help guarantee another full year of 4 days a week streaming. Tier 3 gives 6 sub points. Oh golly, oh golly, golly me. That's a lot of Partner Plus points. But for everyone, thank you in general. So Peter, thank you. Kimchi, did you see what Peter did? Look. Oh my gosh, wasn't that so nice? Wasn't that so nice? Oh my gosh, we appreciate you, Peter. I can buy you so much Rachel Ray's cat food with that because that's all you eat. You refuse to eat anything else that's not Rachel Ray's dry cat food. For Peter, thank you so much for Tier 3 for 6 months. I really appreciate that. That helps me so much. Thank you. And for Mao for the dono, thank you very much. And I'm going to wrap stream up here for today and give this little guy some attention who clearly needs it and eat some leftover Mexican food that's in my fridge. If you enjoyed the stream, I hope you consider following and coming back sometime. Thank you for letting me test out some things before Thursday. And let us find a friend to raid. I like to take an extra second to see if there's someone I haven't had the chance to say hi to in a while. Thank you, Bumblebee. Also, this is gonna sound dumb, but like coming on camera today in this like kind of raggedy tee, I need to wash my hair. I felt like I looked so scruffy, and still getting people being so sweet and wonderful makes me feel really good because it means I feel safe on here and I don't need to like always put it on 100%, you know what I mean? So I'm just very grateful for a community like you guys that make me feel comfortable enough to come on camera whenever. Doc, you're just on time. Did you see the shirt? It says Wicked Awesome. Another thrift find. I was pretty thrilled with myself. So I see someone that I rarely get a chance to raid, and she is an icon and a wonderful member of the female looping musicians that I am so honored to be a part of here on Twitch. We're gonna raid Danielle. We're gonna say hi to the dinos. Thank you so much, everybody. I am going to be live on Thursday for the next stream, which will be the front page. I will be going live Central Time, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I'm going to do my best to do the whole time slot. Knowing me, I might be a little late, but the motivation of being on front page might make me actually get my butt up on time and be there. But did we just get a hype train going? If there's a hype train, I gotta play music till the hype train ends. And then we'll raid Danielle. Alright. Let's do it, Kimchi. Don't jump on the keyboard and ruin everything, okay? Alright. Let's do hype train hype music. I want to do... Who am I kidding? I want to do the Temtem song. I always want to do Temtem song. Thank you so much for a hype train, you guys! If we hit level 5, I will read you something embarrassing from my recent Google searches. most of which is about abscesses because that's what I've been dealing with, which isn't that funny, but maybe I can find something. All right, hype train excitement. We're gonna do this really fun fiddly Celtic moment, and then I'll play until the hype train ends. The whole song, he was just trying to pry open my gate for the cables. I gotta put him in the hallway. He went for it like 5 times. And then if the hype train's still going, I'll play another song. I'm sorry, but I need to eject him. Bye, everybody. Kimchi says bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Don't get out the door. It's my fault. Yes, I was the one who canceled the raid. I'm gonna play exactly 30 seconds of music till the hype train's over. Unless it goes longer. So what will I be doing? Ballum Garden. Sure, let's do it. I'm doing this from memory, so hopefully I can do it. That means no more music. I also just need to use the bathroom. I'm trying to be silly, but also that would be nice. Okay, we're gonna now actually do the raid. Thank you for the hype training rebeat. We're gonna raid Danielle. Dang it, I did 2 E's instead of 2 L's. Raid Danielle Allard. Yay! Okay, very nice. I will be back on Thursday. Very exciting. For anyone watching over on YouTube, I will not be dual streaming that day because of the Twitch feature. So if you want to catch the stream, you'll see me over on Twitch. Same channel name, Joe Plays Violin, from 10 a.m. Central Time to 6 p.m. And thank you, everybody. I had such a good time today, and I feel a lot more confident having tested these new things that I was planning to do before said front page feature. So thank you for giving me a safe place to do that. I'm gonna go eat some leftovers and give Kimchi a hug because he clearly needs attention. But be kind to yourselves. I'm trying to do the same for myself, and I know it's not the easiest at times, but you deserve it, and I'll be here whenever you want a song. Right, dear friends. Goodbye.